WWE creative team. Go directly to jail, do not pass go, and do not collect $200 because making Jinder Mahal the WWE Champion? That's some bullshit, and I'm going to let you know exactly why. So, at this point, I'm quite sure you all know at Backlash, SmackDown pay-per-view, Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton for the championship. That was the main event of the show. Jinder Mahal, he wins the match and becomes the WWE Champion. Let me let you in on what it is that WWE has done with this situation. What WWE has done is they've gone all the way down to the bottom of the goddamn barrel. They've scraped up the gunk that was down there, picked it up, and then presented it to us all and said, you know what? That right there, man, that's a prime cut. You don't want to miss out on this because this right here, this is a breakfast of champions. And guess what? You're going to eat it. Not only are there people out there who are actually eating it, there are folks who are eating it with a smile on their friggin' faces. And I'm just sitting here absolutely confused and just experiencing so many different kinds of emotions. I've gone from being amused in the situation to hysterical to pissed off to the highest level of passivity and then down to despondent, not feeling anything at all. And Jinder Mahal is the WWE Champion. This is a type of thing that I would say to someone as I try to reel them back into reality. Like I talk to my friends about wrestling, you know, Dalton, Cass, Lucas, and, you know, with people who are talking about wrestling, of course, the topic of rumors come up, things that are supposed to happen and, you know, just different kinds of news items and that we're reading, and, you know, we try to look ahead and try to predict things that are going to happen, and people have these theories, you know, some of them just seem completely out of this world, mainly Lucas, but yeah, the point is, when somebody says something like, oh, I think this is going to happen or that's going to happen, I'm like, nah, that's too crazy. That'd be like Jinder Mahal winning the WWE Championship. The example that I would use of shit being too crazy is now the reality. Jinder Mahal is now the WWE Champion. WWE has reached the end of crazy. Here's crazy right here, and they just plowed right the fuck through it. And you want to know what's on the other side of that crazy? It's a friggin' cliff. WWE has gone right to the edge of that cliff, and you want to know what they did? They jumped the fuck off. They jumped off. They jumped off the edge of the cliff, and right down below, that's the reality of the situation. Jinder Mahal is a WWE Champion. And maybe I would understand if it was a situation where Jinder Mahal's push was handled in a different way, but looking at what has exactly happened, and before I get there, let me pause, because I already know these comments are gonna come. Oh, here we go. Wrestling fans, they complain about things being too predictable, and they complain about seeing the same old faces, and then when they get something that is new, when they get something that is fresh, they complain about that too. Wrestling fans are never satisfied. Let me let you in on a little secret. My name ain't Wrestling Fans. Just because you see some shit posted in the comment section on Wrestling Inc., or you see a tweet with somebody saying this and complaining about predictability and yada yada yada, that does not mean that you can attribute that opinion to every single wrestling fan you come across. That does not mean that you can take that straw man and drag his ass over to PWF Empire and try to argue with me about that. My name is not Wrestling Fans. My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it, so keep that shit away from me. I don't want any parts of that. I have no interest in arguing on behalf of someone else's opinion. If you want to discuss Jinder Mahal being the WWE Champion with me based off of my opinion, I welcome it, because I'm the type of person, I can be sold on anything. But if something does not make sense to me, if I can't comprehend what it is that's going on, I have a problem. And I have a problem with Jinder Mahal being the WWE Champion, because when I look at things and, you know, why I'm a fan of wrestling and why I watch WWE, I am invested in the fictional universe that they have created. I want to see how these characters develop. I want to see how these characters interact with each other. I am a story guy. I want to be invested in the story. And when I look at the story of Jinder Mahal, I see someone who was just a jobber on Monday Night Raw in April. It's May now. Jinder Mahal was a fucking jobber on Raw last month. He was serving in the role of enhancement talent to Sami Zayn and Finn Balor with barely any kind of narrative established for himself. So you really want me to believe that in a month's time, this dude has gone from being a tomato can to premium pasta sauce? I'm not buying into that shit, because I've seen the journey that Jinder Mahal has gone on, and I have not seen it be handled with any kind of finesse, no integrity, absolutely no intelligence, no substance, no depth, no kind of social awareness of the climate of the country and what's actually going on in the real world. None of that can be said for Jinder Mahal. And I understand that I'm a story guy, and stuff like that matters to me. But there are folks out there who, yeah, let's go ahead and call a spade a spade. They like to see things that are fresh, different, and new just for the sake of things being different and new. I can't rock with that. There's absolutely nothing that I can do with that at all. So the question that I would have to ask to the people who are attempting to sell me on Jinder Mahal, or just to see things from your perspective, what proprietary trait does Jinder Mahal possess as an individual that demands he be in the position that he is currently in? What is there that's unique about Jinder Mahal that demands that he be the WWE Champion? Because if we're talking just something fresh, different, and new, Goldust has never won the WWE Championship, never won a world title in WWE, period. Why isn't he the champion? Mark Henry never won a WWE Championship. Why isn't he the champion? The Miz, shit, he's been burning up the charts ever since this brand extension. You go all the way down to the bottom of the friggin' barrel, pass by The Miz, and make Jinder Mahal the champion. Why isn't The Miz the WWE champion? That'd be something different. Shit, let's talk about people who've never won WWE championships. Curtis Axel, Heath Slater, James Ellsworth. Why isn't James Ellsworth the champion? That's something different. And would we accept James Ellsworth as champion? Like, would that be fine? Because what WWE has displayed in this situation is that they can take anybody from the friggin' roster and in a month's time make them into a champion. Does that not seem maddening to anyone else? Because this shit seems really crazy to me. The fact that you can just do this, take a jobber, and in a month turn him into a champion. And like I said, the story in between had no finesse, no intelligence. It wasn't told with any kind of integrity and no social awareness. Maybe I'd understand if you sent Jinder Mahal on a journey where we can follow him on the steps that led to the frustration that he claims he's experiencing right now. He's talking about how people don't like him because he's different. It would have been good for us to see that story be told on TV. Maybe it would have been different for me if you had introduced what's actually going on in the country into this storyline. Talk about how he felt rejected after the country elected Donald Trump. Do some shit like that. I don't know, I speak in my native language and people attack me, as if I'm not supposed to be proud of my heritage, or they look down on me because my skin is darker. Whatever the case may be, like, shit, tie it into what's actually going on in the country. Add some layers to that character. Make it a little bit more compelling, or a whole hell of a lot more compelling than what it is right now, because there's no substance to that. Try to add some substance to it, but I guess you couldn't do that because seeing as Vince McMahon and Donald Trump, they're homeboys, and Vince's wife, Linda, is currently serving in President Trump's administration. I guess you couldn't do that because, then it makes your homie look like the bad guy. So I guess, nah, you can't do that. But I guess
you still want to tell that half-assed story where the meat from the story is missing. Okay. And what do we get as a result? We get a guy who's just going out there getting cheap heat, saying, oh, I'm different and I'm going to speak in a different language and you guys are going to boo me for that. That cheap heat is supposed to fuel someone to a WWE Championship, and we're just supposed to buy into it. We're just supposed to eat it because it is new, it is different. SmackDown is the land of opportunity. Save that bullshit. Miss me. Miss me with the BS. I don't know what to say now. Like, I really don't. Because this is like, I feel like I need to go protest or something, because this shit is just so crazy to me that the entire structure of the universe that WWE exists in, like, it's just crumbled before my eyes. Maybe I'm dramatic. Maybe you're like, okay, it's not even that serious, but it's, the dude was a jobber a month ago. He was a fucking jobber and now he's a WWE champion. And again, I go back to the thing. What is there that's proprietary about Jinder Mahal? What proprietary trait does he possess that demands that he be in that position? Because if it's not about the individual and it's just about having something new and having something different, then that doesn't matter to me. I really, sincerely do not care. And I guess that is my overall stance on everything. I don't care. Oh my God. You know what? Y'all are just about to see me for the rest of this video just going back and forth on different thoughts. So you know what? Because I'm still trying to process what the hell happened. But you all don't need to watch that. I think that I've thrown enough out there so somebody can get it. Whatever it is that you pick up from that, so be it. But let the conversation continue. I'll be down in the chat, you know, and on Twitter. If you want to contact me, feel free to do so. Because, you know, like I said, fuck it. This video is over.